Hey everybody, I'm Allie if we haven't met, and this is my YNR chat vlog for Sunday, August 23rd. We've had a ton of developments with JT and Victoria this week. It's been so spicy and it's been nice to see those two back in action again, except unfortunately it's just that they're totally not jiving. Marital advice from the Hellstroms. If you can't get along with your spouse, have an affair! Because that's what they both pretty much did this week. JT is at the bar with Colleen, and she has a flat tire, so he decides to take her home to her house to be the good guy, the good friend, and while they're inside, they end up having a moment. Colleen confesses that she never really fell out of love with him, and JT, who is vulnerable right now, confesses that he's having marital issues and that he really still has feelings for her, and they ended up sharing a kiss, and it was very sweet and very steamy, and it was very interesting. Of course, little did they know that Victor has hired someone to tail JT and that there will be some beautiful photographs to commemorate their wonderful little moment. But, of course, on the other side of town, Victoria is up in Deacon Sharp's hotel room sucking back a couple of glasses of champagne, and she ends up having a pretty heavy makeout session with him. It was glorious, I have to admit. Deacon played Victoria perfectly. He is the Maestro. He's just so slick. He can sense that something's wrong with Victoria, and so he pushes her, he prods her a little bit. He actually said to her, "Are you feeling stuck in your life? Because whenever I'm feeling stuck, I like to try something new." "Oh, really? Such as what, Deacon?" Or maybe you should have said, "I like to try someone new." He's just so slick. But in both of those situations, cooler heads prevailed. That is, until Victor decided to hand over the pictures of JT and Colleen together. I was kind of shocked, I have to say. First of all, the guy who was tailing JT was kind of hot. YNR has given us plenty of sexy men's lately. It's been so nice. But I was surprised that Victor even decided to give the photos to Victoria, because I would have expected him to confront JT himself, but he didn't. He gave them to Victoria, and Victoria immediately turns around and confronts Colleen. Now, my initial reaction is, Victoria, the problem is with your husband. You need to talk to your husband. I'm not saying that Colleen is an angel or that she's blameless in this scenario, but you should have talked to JT instead of going right to Colleen, although it did make for a pretty amazing confrontation scene between Victoria and Colleen. Victoria flat out asked Colleen, "Do you want my husband?" And Colleen responded, "Yes, I do." Talk about direct. That was such a great, great moment. And I have to say, I think that Colleen handled the whole thing fairly well. I think that she could have gone in there and tried to fan the flames between Victoria and JT, made the situation a little bit worse. But even though Victoria was there confronting her and it was an awkward situation, I think that Colleen did a pretty good job of trying to present the situation in a way that made JT look good and that was truthful. JT was definitely trying to be the stand-up guy, and he did do the right thing. He had a moment, but he did the right thing. And Colleen, I think, did a good job of conveying that to Victoria, but Victoria wouldn't hear it. She went back to work, and she and JT ended up getting in another fight at Newman. It was just very, very unfortunate because JT made a comment to her that she has become a different person since her accident in the alley where she got hit on the head with a crate. Maybe it was the hit on the head, the blunt force trauma to the head that caused her to become a different person, because she really is very irrational lately. She's sensitive about everything, especially her father. Very sensitive about Victor, although that might have more to do about her guilt over Sabrina than it is anything else. But she can't even seem to have a conversation with JT without it turning into something larger, without it turning into like a huge problem. In a perfect world, Victoria would have taken that opportunity with JT to talk to him and to find out what exactly the root of the problem is, because JT made the point that him kissing Colleen it's really a symptom of the larger problem. And so they could have taken that opportunity to sit down, talk about it, try to find out what exactly the problem is. But instead, Victoria got frustrated and she ran out of the office and went straight to Deacon's hotel room. Oh, what a miss for Victoria and JT, but a hit for us as the viewers. JT goes back to Colleen's house to kind of clear the air with her and to tell her that he thinks it's best if they don't see each other for a while Victoria is in Deacon's hotel room having sex with him. Totally having sex with him. I almost couldn't believe it. I love it too much. I'm enjoying it too much. I'm glad to see Victoria and JT back in the spotlight, and I'm happy that Colleen finally has a storyline. I think all of these characters have been underused lately, so yeah, it's really good to see them back in action, and really anything that gets Deacon into bed is okay with me. Well, Deacon may have accepted sex from Victoria, but we all know that what he really wants is Amber. And I kind of am enjoying it. I think that Amber and Deacon make a pretty good couple. And dare I go so far as to say, maybe even better than Amber and Daniel. Now, I have been an Amber and Daniel fan, but just seeing Amber and Deacon together this week, if we can make Deacon just a tad less evil, equally as sharp and cunning, but just bring down the evil a little bit, I think that they could make such a good couple. I mean, they have a chemistry, they have a spark together, they're closer in age, and I don't know, I am just enjoying it. I think also that Amber has spent so much of her relationship with Daniel trying to hide things from her past, whereas Deacon accepts her for who she is, and in fact he likes that about her. He loves that about her. So Deacon had a rather unusual marriage proposal this week. He proposed to Amber. It was less of a proposal and more of a demand. I don't know what it says about me that I love it and I'm totally enjoying it, but I am, and I don't care. When he proposed, I was like, yes! Yes, please make it happen. He hands Amber a wad of cash and tells her to go get a wedding dress, and it was so it was just so seedy. I don't know, but it was so seedy, but it was so good. I don't even know how to explain it. He hands her the wad of cash to go get her wedding dress, but then he follows up by saying, I will march you down the aisle in a little t-shirt if I have to. I like it. I approve. But it does beg the question, why does Deacon have to force anyone to marry him? He could have anyone that he wanted. Like, oh, I don't know, me? I will marry Deacon today. Definitely. But I think that Deacon wants what he can't have. And Chance got involved in the Amber Deacon Daniel drama this week as the new detective chancellor. And he made a character call about Amber that I thought was pretty right on. He said, I think that Amber is just the kind of person that is attracted to drama, and I think that's true. I think she's attracted to drama. I think Deacon wants what he can't have, meaning he's kind of attracted to the drama too, and that makes me think that both Deacon and Amber kind of enjoy the game, and so do I. Alright, well, I've lusted after Deacon for 10 whole minutes, so this is going to be the end of part 1 of my video, and I'm going to talk about all of the other storylines. I swear I do actually watch the scenes that Deacon's not in, so I'm going to talk about the rest of that in the next 2 videos, so check back and I'll see you guys then.